Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Golding. We are here in your math packet. We are on page 15, and this is the problem number 1. It has 3 parts to it, so this video will probably be in a couple parts. So, Lorna, I've never heard that name before, is interested in knowing the typical length of a movie. Okay, she randomly selects some movies and records their length in minutes. She determines the following 5-number summary for the data set. First of all, Lorna must have a lot of time on her hands, and she must be watching a lot of movies. Sounds like she might be on quarantine, right? All right, so she has a minimum value. All right, minimum, you recognize that. The lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, the maximum. Okay, so that lower quartile, when you were studying this in class, you might have called that Q1. The median is Q2, and the upper quartile is Q3 or quartile 3. Okay, so the first question says draw a box plot to represent the data. In our class, I know we called these a box plot, but we also use box and whisker plot. So it's the same thing. Whiskers are just cute, right? So why not talk about it? Okay, so here's the first part of it. Okay, so I have a number line here, and I chose regular intervals where I could fit my minimum piece of data and my maximum piece of data, and I am counting by tens. Okay, I could put more information on here if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it at this. I think I'm going to do this in red. Okay, so first of all, we're going to use that the 5-number summary, and we're going to plot those on here. So instead of plotting a point, graphing a point on our number line, we're going to do it slightly above. So my minimum value, so what that really is the shortest movie, right, is 75 minutes. The longest movie, or the maximum value, is 135 minutes. The lower quartile is 90, so it's halfway between 85 and 95. Okay, and notice these points are supposed to be kind of on the same parallel line. The median is at 110, that's halfway between 105 and 115. The upper quartile is 120, halfway between 115 and 125. Okay, so I have 5 numbers. I'm going to change my color. And I remember that I need to put a box around these 3 middle points. It's kind of wonky, sorry about that. Then I put a line where my median is, and then I draw my whiskers. Okay, it's not the nicest looking box and whisker plot we've ever seen in our lives, but is completely adequate, right? Okay, so we did letter A. Part B says, what questions could you ask about the data shown in the box plot? Okay, here's the cool thing. So on a box and whisker plot, each piece, so there's 1 here, 1 piece there, 2, 3, 4. So between these 2 dots here is a piece, right? Here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece. There's 4 of those. Those are called quartiles, right? Each quartile, quarter, right, is worth 25% of the data. So that's the cool thing. So this is 25%, and this is a percent. So it's 1/4 of the data. 25% here, 25% here, and so on, right? So we could ask this question. What percent of movies are less than 110 minutes? You can see that. So here's 110 minutes is our median. So there's 50% of the movies are below that, right? Okay, come back and we'll tackle this a little bit more.